with your Type S course preview here at Formula Drift Long Beach. Actually launched in second, get through the chicane, put third, rev out third, then into fourth, and hard on the brakes and the e-brake. Initiate into turn 9, the first corner here in Long Beach, get out to the touch and go, over to the first outer, stay in the gas all the way through to the second outer, now downshift to third, transition back into the last corner and grace the inner clip, and over the finish line we go. I'm Aasbo, driver of the Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra.
And Jeff Jones. Here we go through that chicane. No cones were hit. We got a clean start. Frederick Aasbo, the Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. Now coming into view. Yes. Outside touch and go. Quick little like quiver there from Frederick Aasbo. Look at Jeff Jones. Right there. Jeff Jones coming on down into that final inside clip. Knocking it over, but look at that. Ryan, again, anybody could shine.
And Jones is not afraid. He will not shy away from a street fight.
Not at all.
He will engage. He'll get in there, and he'll push the pace. Aasbo gets a good jump. The closing rate here of Jeff Jones looks like it was going to be a little bit more than it was. He's doing a good job keeping relative proximity, but Aasbo is so dialed in the lead. He really does not make a lot of mistakes. But here Jones goes on the attack. He takes kind of that unorthodox line, and thankfully he doesn't center punch that final inside clip. That happens to be a tendency that can pop up from time to time. He was able to kind of cut the line a little bit and still make it around that last inside clip without hitting it too aggressively. So you got to give him some credit there. We love to see aggressive driving and drivers taking those risks where it can go so wrong, but if it goes right, it could potentially go in your favor. So now we'll switch things up. Aasbo will be chasing down Jeff Jones.
You gotta love that. Just going for it. He knows who he's going against. He knows it's going to just be a straight up battle. But now, I mean, Aasbo is absolutely a beast. The hammer just going to be right all up in Jeff Jones' business of that Nissan 370Z. Here we go. Jeff Jones out front. Edelbrock, GT Radial, 818, CPR, Nissan 370Z leading the Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. Coming out into that touch and go. Jeff Jones goes all the way out there. Transitions back. Look at Jeff Jones. Can he be the giant killer? Taking on Aasbo. Aasbo, big pressure here. Now past that touch and go. Here comes Jones and brings it right around Ryan. I'll tell you what, Jeff Jones put out one heck of a run out front.
He's keeping it lean. There's no question about it. Aasbo, I think one point of difference for him, though, is the mimicking. Yeah. The mimicking was on point, especially between the touch and go and outside zone 1. Watch this right here. He's basically perfectly mirroring what Jeff does. Now, he sacrifices proximity to outside zone 1, but he's in good relative proximity throughout the remainder of the course. And here, he follows the arc that Jeff was drawing around that inside clip while still maintaining close distance to Jeff. And I think those are a few points of difference there that potentially the judges could look at. You see in the chase, Aasbo's closing pace was instant, and he kind of stayed there the whole time. We had some really good moments from Jeff, surging attack, especially at this end. But when you're looking at the overall consistency of the run, did Aasbo just do a little bit more and more often than Jones?
Man, some exciting battles there, and I'll tell you what, you know, Aasbo is just a serious contender. Look at the packed stands, even on the waterfront side, man. Over there, you can see in 24. Next weekend, the Super Drift Challenge out here, Friday and Saturday night at the Grand Prix of Long Beach, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Thank you to the Long Beach Grand Prix Association. Thank you to all of, that is Dwight Tanaka, Tanaka Racing, Sam Kaskanian, Jim and the whole gang. The Long Beach Grand Prix. Thank you to Cal Club, the corner workers. And here we go. Do we have results? Slide them left for Aasbo, right for Jeff Jones. We got it one more time. And Lontaine says Frederick Aasbo. Brian Eggert says Frederick Aasbo gets the win. Absolutely beautiful day. Bluebird day. We're waiting on bated breath to see who will win this round of the Formula Drift Championship. Here we go. Dai Yoshihara out front. Odi Bakshis in the chase position. Initiating now. Let's see how they handle the touch and go. Dai getting all the way out there. Woo, very close, but does not tap it. Very well done. And now into that second outside zone. Great proximity by Odi Bakshis. Dai Yoshihara, always smooth like butter. That was a rock solid textbook. You know, wasn't precarious. It wasn't scary, but it was fluid, right?
Yeah, and I think Daijiro Yoshihara needs a good finish here. He's got himself in an awesome position, but man, going up against Odi Bakshis is no easy task. He starts off strong though. He gets nice and wide out to that touch and go. He's been so fluid this weekend, and again, the outside zone 1. He's really doing well on his lead runs, but Odi is keeping the pressure on. He's got that BRZ locked in, and he pretty much sticks with them. He has some moments where he surges forward, and he stays aggressive, choosing the moments when to close up and kind of back off. But that mirroring effect is awesome. He did leave a little bit of room there on outside zone number 1, so that's going to be a potential point of difference. And there are a few opportunities for Dai to kind of slam the door shut, so to speak, if he comes together with a really solid chase run, because the lead was top-notch.
All right, so here we go. Odi Bakshis out front. Dai Yoshihara in that chase position. Again, 16 cylinders on track. Seeing Jeff Jones back there. Frederick Aasbo. They are staged to go next. If we don't go back to the one more time of JTP and Forsberg. Here we go. Odi Bakshis, Dai Yoshihara. The view with the naked eye. Oh boy, look at Odi. Massive angle there. Comes ripping. Dai Yoshihara not as deep as Odi Bakshis. Out to that second outside zone goes Odi. Keep in mind, Odi's won here before. Dai Yoshihara would love to get a victory here. Just barely tapping with that front right kick. Great execution by him.
Well, at first pass, it's not going to be, you know, a clear line to victory here. I think Dai's lead was at such a high standard. I'm not sure that Odi was able to do it as well as he was, and that might open the door here for some possibilities. We'll have to take a look and examine the chase run of Daijiro Yoshihara, but he was no slouch at all. He kind of was able to be in the ball game. Had a good mimicking, or almost had a good mimicking effect there, but he also did miss that first outside zone. I think that the judges are probably going to be really scrutinizing the chase run from Odi Bakshis, and then really looking at the lead run from Dai. I think those are the two standout runs from each competitor, and whether or not, you know, it puts it into that ambiguous space, or if they see that there's a clear winner.
Oh man, you know what's great about this is top 16 already exciting, and what this is telling me is just the equity. I mean, look at these veterans. Odi, one of the best chase drivers in the biz. Dai Yoshihara, you know, it's a long-standing veteran, and also this alludes to Irwindale and what we can expect there. That's I'm just building up. I want that place to be packed. I want it to be bananas. I want it to be just absolutely off the hook to crown a 2021 champion. Here's the BC Racing custom coilover side-by-side instant replay graphic, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the fans should be conditioned now when this is happening. They're just taking a closer look. They want to see these runs side by side, see if there is something that stands out from one driver or the other that puts the needle in that driver's camp. It's hard for my eyes to see that there, but perhaps they picked up something that we're not.
Waiting for the outcome. And here we go. Slide him left for Dai Yoshihara. Right. Oh, we got another one more time. And Odie Bakshis gets the vote from Ryan Lantain, and Brian Egger says, Odie Bakshis. Some boos and some woos. Back a little bit, give himself a little bit more run up. So here we go. And look at that, Matt Field comes out swinging, out of the chicane into, let's see how he touch and go. Really deep, nice done. Into that first outside zone, in the zone. Really deep goes Matt Field once again. Vaughn Gittin Jr. tracking him down, and both of them wrapping nicely around the inside clip. So Ryan, we saw, earlier, another Falcon Tire vehicle, that of JTP, go in deep. I don't think this was as deep as we saw from Justin Pollock, but again, you really gotta nitpick here and scrutinize.
Yeah, let's take a look as Matt Field and Vaughn Gittin Jr. are close together right out of the gate, just glazing that wall as Field. Vaughn mimicking the angle. Field gets into the wall, pushes a little bit longer on outside zone 2 than he probably wanted to, but you didn't see a massive attitude of adjustment, and Vaughn does an excellent job navigating around that final inside clip. Here it is again. See mimicking effect from Vaughn in the chase position, keeping it super close. And then we see a slight adjustment there from Field. And you can see he gets into the wall. It goes, in probably 5-6 inches maybe. So definitely the judges don't like to see that. But thankfully it did not disrupt the attitude.
And Vaughn Gittin Jr. will now lead the Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Mustang. Let's see what Vaughn's got for Matt Field. Clean start. Here we go. Second half of this battle. Who's moving on to the grade 8? Vaughn Gittin Jr. initiates. Doesn't get out to the touch and go, Ryan. Oh! Big angle there from Vaughn Gittin Jr. Massive angle from Field as well. Tracking him down. Here goes Matt Field surging in attack. Woo! Look at that! Wow! That looked like they were magnetized to each other. That was absolutely insane. The way he transitioned and just dropped into formation. That was sick.
I'm not going to say there's levels to this game, but
there are levels to this game.
But that was amazing by Matt Field. Vaughn Gittin Jr. on the touch and go. He kind of didn't get all the way out there like Matt did, but he crushed it on number 1 and number 2 for the outside zones.
And of course, with this replay indicates there's more finer cone.
Point of difference, right? Let's see. Field to outside to the touch and go. Pretty good on 1. Deep, he crushed it on 2, getting that back bumper a little bit too far. Vaughn in his lead misses the touch and go, but really does well on outside zone 1 and 2. And then both guys were just incredible on that final inside clip.
Royal Purple Top 16, here are the results. Slide him left for Field, right for Gittin. 1 vote for Vaughn Gittin Jr. 1 vote for Matt Field, and 1 vote for one more time!
Oh! This is the ideal situation for a one more time, Jared.
See what we got. Jonathan Hurst out front, the G37. Jonathan Hurst got a clean start, no restart here. Chelsea Denofa, what is going to be the fate? What is the destiny of Chelsea Denofa? Currently second in points. Oh, Hursty! Hammer, don't Hurst him. Oh, man, looping it. Woo! That could have been a cleanup on aisle 2. Make some noise for Hurst and Denofa.
What could have been a bad wreck.
Ryan, get an update from his spotter. Jonathan Hurst, his spotter said throttle got stuck to the floor.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine Hurst panic, but we'll make it official. Denofa second place in points. He advances on. Congratulations. Get him going, make some noise. Here we go. Matt Field, Vaughn Gittin Jr., let's send it. This has huge implications, and there are levels to this game, Ryan. Who's going to step up? Matt Field initiates. Vaughn Gittin Jr. in the chase position. Getting out that touch and go, and that was a nice little smooch. Into that second outside zone. Field dragging bumper. Woo, look at that. You can see Vaughn Gittin Jr., nice little pass. When I say pass, letting him just transition right in front of him. Well done by both drivers. Like I said, I really think it's going to come down to that chase run.
I think just at first glance, Field cleaned up his lead run. A very, very small mistake. But overall, another blockbuster battle here between Matt Field and Vaughn Gittin Jr. And you can see right there, Vaughn kind of scooting out of the way. Really dynamic driving by both of these guys, and I love that section of the course there where they're making the adjustments to each driver, and Vaughn in particular because he's got Matt in front of him, making those necessary adjustments where needed.
All right, let's see who's stepping up here. All right, what do we got? Vaughn Gittin Jr., Matt Field, Vaughn Gittin Jr. leading. Yeah, Coco Zarita in the building. What's up, Coco? All right, Vaughn Gittin Jr. will lead. Matt Field giving chase. Huge, huge repercussions that will ripple through the point standings. If Vaughn takes out Matt Field, that is massive and shaking up an earthquake like we felt yesterday here in California. Maybe even bigger than a 4 on the Richter scale. Vaughn Gittin Jr. initiating. Oh, Matt Field spins! What happened? Oh, wow, look at that, he broke. And look at this, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Oh, look at that front left. You're gonna need that. Where we're going, we don't need no roads. Ryan, let's take another look at it here. Vaughn Gittin Jr. and watch it. This is where it goes south.
So the left front, right there, you
Doink.
see it drop, right?
Ooh. Ugh.
And Vaughn's car is blocking us, but you could see the front left side of the vehicle just dip. Here it is from the drone. Watch right here. You see that dip?
I dip, you dip. Matt Field dips. Put your hands up on your hips. What a bummer. Getting that spot and getting in. So again, RTR battle, the final battle, but right now it's all about Essa and Bakshis. Essa, the FCP Euro BMW, throws it in. Odie, one of the best chases in the biz. Gets out to that touch and go. Look at Essa just really massage it in there. Well done by Michael Essa. You can see, not as deep, but Odie Bakshis really modified his line, kept that proximity, and right there, you see that. Ryan, I'm telling you, the chase and how dynamic and how close they get is going to be the real X factor in my mind.
Yeah, Michael Essa once again has just been so consistent.
This run. Here we go, alternating order, the Falcon tire, field suspension, Sylvia S13 out front. Originally from Lithuania, Odie Bakshis. Now Michael Essa, there it is. So there goes Odie Bakshis. Michael Essa, you saw some hesitation. Oh, and Essa hits the wall. Ryan, with that mistake, if Odie keeps it clean, he very well might have the victory in his hands. And Ryan, there it is. So not only the mistake on outside zone 2 up front, but that wall tap and that correction, unfortunately, I think that's going to seal Michael Essa's fate.
When battles are so close like that and you have a mistake that stands out in that way.
Some drama here. Who's going against Forsberg in the Type S Final 4? Slide him left for Essa, right for Odie Bakshis. 1 for Odie and 2 for Odie. Odie's going to the Final 4. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. As Aasbo leads the Rockstar Toyota Supra. Look at this coming in. Masayama handles the Norwegian Hammer. Transition. Oh, look at Aasbo shredding, just peeling back that wing like a banana. Banana split. As he opens up, peels the banana, splits away from Masayama. Well done by Frederick Aasbo. See him just like open up that can of worms right there. Hey dog, you want a little rock star?
I think it's the first little tussle that we've seen Aasbo as he gets into the wall there, but didn't disrupt the attitude of the vehicle too much or have much of an impact. But later down the road, it looks like he wasn't able to fill outside zone 2 as well. And Masayama is on a tear. Yes, ranked 29th, but widely considered to be one of the best drifters in the world. And you can see right there, he does drop down an angle in the chase position, Masayama, as Aasbo was trying to fill that second outside zone. So haven't heard if the team wants to take a closer look at the vehicle. It does look like they are trying to return back to the start line.
Lights are on. Let's see him extinguish. And there we go. Masayama. Clean start, man. He was flirting with those cones, but this would have been a strike. Here we go. Nice, nasty flick by Masayama, but Aasbo. Oh, very shallow off that touch and go. Masayama letting it hang out. Aasbo taking a shallower line, but modifying, I believe, to Masayama's shallow line as well. Whoa. Flirting with a little calamity there, Ryan. I think Freddie got thrown off on how deep or not deep Masayama went on the touch and go. One more time. Here we go, the Link Engine Management top 8. Who's going to the final 4? Slide him left for Aasbo, right for Masayama. 1 vote for Aasbo, 2 votes for Aasbo. Frederick Aasbo gets the win. Ryan Lontaine throwing on your headset and getting some analysis. It was unanimous, Frederick Aasbo. Well, hey, guess what, Long Beach? You're in store for one heck of a battle. Let's send it! Chelsea DeNova initiates. Vaughn Gate Jr. Oh, Doctor, look at that! 2 Mustangs, mano a mano. The ponies are racing. It's a stampede. Oh! Woo! What did you say? Yeah! Oh, my goodness. So, the plot absolutely thickens. So, why would you write both cars away? Ryan, you said it, I said it, we put it out there. Zero chill, Vaughn Gittin Jr. getting after it, pitter patter, let's get at her, further for the boys. Wow. Wow. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Throttle. You can see Chelsea slow right there, but Vaughn's also on a slightly tighter line, so it may be a combination of errors. So let's watch, yeah, handbrake pull from Chelsea right there. That could have been it, causing Vaughn coming in full throttle behind him to make contact with him. So we're going to have to keep watching this from different angles to really make sure we're making the right call here.
I'm looking over at Vaughn and Chelsea spotters right now, and I'm just wondering,
You guys all right?
yeah, you doing all right? Staying out of the cold? All right, cool.
Yeah, I made a small adjustment going into outer zone 2. And I saw Vaughn coming at me with a little bit of speed, and I think it was just a combination of both. But realistically, you're not supposed to make any sort of adjustments in that part of the track, so obviously I was at fault for it.
Chelsea, thanks. Guys.
The AutoZone Streets of Long Beach presented by Type S. Odie Bakshis leaves the start line. No cones are hit, we got a clean start. Odie Bakshis, Chris Forsberg, both in the that touch and go era. Odie, Chris Forsberg goes a little bit deeper. Odie fills all that first outside zone. Both of them working out to the second outside zone, now transitioning out to that touch and go. It's like you got a little rub in there. Woo! Bringing it across the finish line.
Little rubbing, but
yeah. Little shoving.
Odie stays in it, and it happened at an opportune time where nothing really crazy bad could happen because it was right at the finish line.
Ryan, shush.
But Odie may need to check his vehicle there. Another great start to this battle of the veterans, both drivers, mirroring effect. Great job by Forsberg going deep there. Out front, Odie super solid into outside zone 2. The pressure from Forsberg is intense. He bumps him, backs off. Odie stays in it. Unbelievable job there. Protecting your line, keeping the defense up. And I just love this section right here. Both drivers getting all the way out to the touch and go. Forsberg, though, misses a little bit of outside zone 1 and 2 relative to Odie, but he surges forward here. And once they bump, you can see Forsberg got a little bit offline and hit that inside clip. But he still maintained the angle through there and pushed through the finish line. So second half of the battle underway as now Chris Forsberg will take the lead.
All right, let's see. Let's see who comes out. Second half of this battle. Who's going to the finals? Again, the winner guaranteed either first or second. The loser not on the podium at all because Aasbo qualified second, DeNova third, getting 11th. Both of them qualifying lower than the other remaining drivers. And here we go, about to leave that start line. Hopefully get a good, clean start. It looks like we do. Here we go. Forsberg out front. Odie in the chase position. Whoa, nasty initiation by Forsberg and Odie right there in tow. Dragging bumper is Forsberg into that first outside zone. Here's the second outside zone. Forsberg not all the way deep. Look at Odie just bathing in smoke around that final front clip, Ryan. Wow.
The judges have immense pressure on them right now.
Yeah, this is. I mean, again, the winner going to the finals, first or second, the loser out of a podium spot.
So close by Odie Bakshi to take that risk right out of the gate from initiation. He was just following Forsberg all the way up to the point of initiation and stuck with him. I mean, he's literally driving through the smoke line for a good section of the part right after outside zone 2 into the final inside clip. Forsberg, a pretty solid lead run overall. Let's take a look at the side-by-side. As you can see, the sun starting to dip away here, creating some really interesting shadows that have got to be quite tough on the drivers.
Oh, yeah.
And also probably changing some of the surface temperature as well. Now, the question here is, did somebody do something in either of these runs that you can point to that said, you know what, too big of a mistake relative to the entirety of the run?
All right, going to the judges. We don't have a graphic, so I'll just let you know. Going to the finals is Odie Bakshi. Odie Bakshi gets the win and is going to the finals.
Well, Chelsea just walked over there, so I'll try to grab him, but we have Frederick Aasbo's team right over here that's talking some smack to Vaughn Gittin Jr., but you are no stranger to doing that to those teams as well.
Nah, we have a lot of fun. I love those dudes. We got a lot of love, and you know, things get heated in battle, but at the end of the day, we're all friends. And it's funny, they were over here hugging me after I took out Matt, and now we got the stare going on. So I'm having a blast. That was crazy with Chelsea. I'm of like two minds of that. You know, I want him to win this championship so bad, but then again, I know he wants to earn every bit of it. So yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm ready to go send Aasbo home. And yeah, let's go do this. I'm looking forward to the finals.
All right, well, I think Aasbo's team has different ideas, but Vaughn's starting up his car and heading to the starting line right now.
All right, let's send him on up to the line to dictate who is going in to compete against Odie. All right, pulling off the line. We got a clean start. Let's see what Frederick Aasbo's got going on, what he's got cooking. We saw these guys go one more time times before, and here we are again. Because these guys have seen so many battles over the years. And there, Aasbo puts the car in the right place. Vaughn Gittin Jr. We got chrome and gold. All precious metals. But who's going to hold carbon fiber? Ryan, pretty straight up battle, no carnage.
Yeah, there was a slight pucker effect going on there towards the last inside clip, but overall, pretty awesome battle. It's really interesting, the shadows that are laid down on the course now. Aasbo has been so strong on that touch and go in the outside zone, but Vaughn is doing a great job mimicking here. I mean, really, no point of difference in the approach here from Vaughn, except for that last section there. Coming in tight, more of a center punch than actually at the side of the bumper. So let's watch Aasbo on his chase run. All other things being equal, he does the exact same stuff, doesn't hit that inside clip. That's an opportunity to get a win. On the flip side, we see that Vaughn's gonna have to really have a solid lead run here. All sectors of the course were done well by Aasbo, and that's the standard that he currently holds.
Yeah, I feel like just with Aasbo getting that, what I would call crash out of the way, it seems that like, get out of the way, now I'm just going to throw down. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. will lead. Aasbo giving chase. Odie waits in the wings to find out who he is going against. And here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Frederick Aasbo. Let's get a clean start here. And that's exactly what we get. Vaughn Gittin Jr. leading. The lead car has the right of way. Fires across the nose of that Toyota Supra, and Vaughn, banging bumpers, transitioning. Looks like it throws him off a little bit, but Frederick Aasbo keeps pace, transitions in and around that final clip. Ryan, your thoughts, knee-jerk reaction.
Aasbo's lead was pretty good, and that's one of the things that I think protects him in some ways on the second half of these battles. But I think he left a little bit to be desired in the chase in certain areas of the course. And you can see that Vaughn using the entire course for the initiation, Aasbo being sure to avoid him. Right here, Vaughn gets out to the touch and go. He does a good job with the attitude of the car, but while he doesn't get all the way out to the touch and go in outside zone 2, Aasbo on that first one was a bit more on the inside. And as we see the side-by-side, we'll really be able to analyze both runs tightly together. You can see in Aasbo's chase, he tries to get there. We get a little bit of separation. Vaughn pretty close from beginning, middle, and end, and consistent as well. I mean, it's helpful that Aasbo gave him such a great lead. And then that's where you get that center punching effect of that inside clip. So, you know.
Scores are in. Here we go. Slide him left for Aasbo, right for Vaughn Ginn Jr. Frederick Aasbo gets 1. And now 2. Aasbo's going to the finals. Frederick Aasbo. And here we go. Frederick Aasbo. Let's send in Long Beach. Who's getting the victory? Where are my Aasbo fans at? Where are my Odie fans at? Where are my Formula Drift fans at? Let's send in Frederick Aasbo coming into view now. Outside touch and go. Dragging bumper. Odie Bakshi chasing him down into that first outside zone. Frederick Aasbo and Odie Bakshi now in that second outside zone. Approaching the touch and go. And now that inside clip. A solid execution by both the drivers. There we go. Way to go, Idaho. Solid pull by the Norwegian and Lithuanian coming to Long Beach in a Toyota and a Nissan with a V8. I got a little chills, bro. Not only because it's cold, because we're pumped, feeling fully torqued.
That was a great, once again, a great lead run by Frederick Aasbo. But this is a monster chase by Odie Bakshi. Consistency, keeping the pressure on, proximity and the duration of proximity is so consistent throughout the entirety of the run, and it's from the very beginning that he kind of asserts dominance in the chase position. Now, this is what Aasbo did against Gittin. The strategy has worked. It's about putting down a 100-point qualifying run, where the only thing that he really did wrong there is he didn't go deep into outside zone 2. But man, that is just such a killer chase from Odie Bakshi. No mistakes. And just making it look easy as we now go to the second half of the run.
All right, where are my Odie fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Aasbo fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Formula Drift fans at? Make some noise. All right, when those lights extinguish, I want you to all send it as loud as possible so all of Long Beach can hear you. Making history here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. This is the AutoZone Streets of Long Beach, presented by Type S. Who's coming out on top? Ryan Sage on 3. 1, 2, 3, send it! Here we go. Odie Bakshi's out of the chute. We got a clean start. Now initiating into the touch and go. Odie Bakshi brings it into the wall. Frederick Aasbo transitions. Now into that second outside zone. Frederick Aasbo right there. And now bringing around that final clip. Looks like we got a clean start. Ryan Sage, this is a hard one. What do you guys think? Where are my Aasbo fans at? Where's Odie fans? Look, Ryan, do we have a winner? There are levels to this game, and those guys leveled up.
I think there is a way to pick a winner here. I think that there is enough. That was, again, an unbelievable battle between both guys. But let's take a look at this. You see right here, Odie starts out perfect on the touch and go. Deep into outside zone 1. Aasbo tucks up on the inside, but look at Odie. All the way in outside zone 2 as the lead driver. Tight on that inside clip, just nicks it. But remember, the degree of difficulty to get into that outside zone 2 as the lead driver is extremely difficult. Just tapping that inside clip, comparatively speaking to Aasbo not filling outside zone 2, might be enough. But this is a monster chase, just like Odie did for Frederick Aasbo. This is so close. It's an easy one more time. in many other circumstances, but I think in the finals here, there is a way, and we do have a unanimous decision.
Real quick, Ryan, I want to ask you something off camera. And there you have our top 2 finalists. Turn it off, boys. As they step outside of their vehicle, the Falcon Tires Feel Suspension S15. He takes off his helmet, takes off his glasses. There we go. Make some noise for Frederick Aasbo and Odie Bakshis. All right, without further ado, our 2 gentlemen. We saw some awesome driving out here, grabbing their respective sponsor hats. Make some noise for them one more time. All right, gentlemen, Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets 3rd place here at the AutoZone Streets of Long Beach, presented by Type S. And your winner here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, the AutoZone Streets of Long Beach, presented by Type S. Round 7, we'll see you in Irwindale to find out who will be your champion in the 2021 season. Unanimously, all 3 judges choose Odie Bakshis gets the win. Odie Bakshis and the Falcon Tires Feel Suspension. He gets a win in Atlanta and now a win here at the Streets of Long Beach. And with Frederick Aasbo getting 2nd place, he is now your new points leader. We'll see you at the podium for the trophy ceremony, but first, I'm gonna throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette is with our winner now. Lorette, down to you.